let's kick off our week in review segment with.
Spoiler, I already started.
Well, why don't you bring up the question again that you brought up to us while we were getting ready for the show?
Oh, if we're going to see a Edge versus Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan WrestleMania triple threat match?
Yes. I believe that's how it started.
Yeah, that's how it started. It's snowballed.
So what's your opinion?
Hold on.
Wait, hold up. Hold that thought. We do have a question in chat.
Right. Well,
Z-Stock. So what's your opinion on the Shield group back in the day?
I mean, the group was obviously fantastic.
Yeah.
should have gone on longer than it did.
And it created three guys that became three of the biggest stars in the business currently.
And the Shield and the Wyatt feud should have been saved for WrestleMania.
I agree with that.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
That was
Shield was one of the best things they had in a while. It took over the whole show like things really didn't in a long, like since the Nexus, like I guess you'd say before that, when that started ending and they started coming out and ripping up rings and just destroying people. The Shield was WWE, great WWE TV for a very long time.
Architect Seth Rollins is the best Seth Rollins.
I don't think anybody
really
can
think
argue
so.
with that.
I couldn't even argue with that.
If the Messiah gimmick, though, ever fucking went over.
It needed fans because it was the same as like the straight edge society wouldn't have worked without fans.
Yeah, it needed just that overwhelming booing.
Yeah.
It needed the fan interaction. Like he needed people to like look at him and hate him.
And then him to respond to that.
Yes. Yeah. Or trying to like say like just talking to people in the crowd like I'm trying to save you.
Yeah.
All right, Colsel. Triple threat.
I think we're going to see a triple threat main event, and because it benefits everyone, I think Roman can lose and still look strong. It takes some of the bumps off Edge in a WrestleMania match. So if they do decide to book him to win, you hopefully have him for more, and it gives Daniel Bryan another WrestleMania main event, which might be his last. And it lets him work with Edge, and it also helps. It gives someone, and I'm not taking anything away from Roman because I love heel Roman, but it gives Edge someone to do like technical wrestling stuff with and showcase that part of him too. I mean, I just think if you want to get the most out of a main event and you want to make everybody happy and the fans happy, that's a great way to do it.
Do you like it or do you hate it?
I like it because I like Roman as the champion. I just have this feeling if you're putting Edge to win the Rumble the way he did and he's going to Mania, he's winning. But you can't, you don't just want him to topple your biggest heel right now, so you put Daniel Bryan in there to take the pin. And it gives Daniel Bryan a main event, which, like I said, is probably his last one for a Mania.
Got any qualms about that triple threat?
So I don't think it's going to go that way. I think it's still going to be Edge versus Roman one-on-one. I think it's going to lead to Daniel Bryan against Jey Uso. I was like, why am I drawing a blank here? Against Jey Uso, as a one-on-one at Mania as well. I think that's how it's gonna work. And then I think it turns into maybe Edge versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam in a one-on-one. Like you can continue a one-on-one feud between them later on. I think that
easily do that.
I think that to me makes the most sense. I think Edge's first, title match in 11 years or whatever it is should be a one-on-one. I prefer one-on-one title matches at Mania.
Agreed there. Yeah.
There's a couple occasions where I think it worked okay. The
WrestleMania 30.
WrestleMania 30 was obviously
my favorite Mania.
Yeah, that main event was really good and was worked really well. How they two of them, it just made Daniel Bryan a bigger star than he already was going into it, where he had to get through basically all of Evolution minus Ric Flair during that whole pay-per-view.
Yes.
Well, you don't know what happened backstage. Rick could have tried taking him out.
Rick tied his shoelaces together or something, or put some itching powder in his jock strap or something. He's the dirtiest player in the game.
And you know what, Sunday? Your way would work absolutely well because that sets up, you could have Daniel Bryan win the Money in the Bank again. Yep. And that sets up a whole summer of fun with him and Edge.
Yeah, him just come right out and go, me and you right now. Like, he wins the Money in the Bank and goes, I'm cashing this in as quick as possible. We're gonna.
Oh no, you could take and make it, you just drag it out because every time Edge came to the ring, you could put Daniel Bryan on the ramp just holding the briefcase.
Yeah, or his music or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, even him cash it in and steal it from him, and then that sets up the rematch at SummerSlam or something like that.
Yeah, and that's maybe Daniel Bryan's retirement match. Who knows?
Well, I don't think I think Daniel Bryan's going to work part-time for a long time. I think he's going to. I just don't think he's going to be a full-time guy much longer. So I think you're going to still see him.
Oh no, I think we see him until SummerSlam, and then he goes and is a dad for 2 years, and then he comes back and he works part-time like Edge is doing now.
But then that would mean in either scenario he loses the match at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and whoever goes into it as a champion, that means Edge would probably, because I would firmly believe, like you said earlier, if he was booked to win the Rumble, there's no way they're making him lose at WrestleMania. That would be dumb. That's for other people. That's not for a returning Edge. Yeah. And if you put him against Roman by himself, it's a great match. But you better have good plans for that afterwards, because Roman Reigns should, like the monster that they're building, what's he just going to do? Go away after he loses to Edge?
That's why I really like Daniel Bryan. It gives somebody to take a pinfall.
Yeah, but you still need Roman to be in the main event after the fact. You know what I mean?
You do
main event at SummerSlam against Edge. The only way you could do that if Bryan's in that triple threat.
That's a long time to build that out.
You could give Edge the next pay-per-view off after Mania, let him rest. Do Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns
for the title shot.
For the title shot at SummerSlam.
Yeah, you could do that
at Money in the Bank.
Cool. That's cool.
If you don't want Bryan to win Money in the Bank, you put him with Roman there. Or you put Roman in the Money in the Bank and have him destroy everybody.
But you have so many pay-per-views in between there, that's why that doesn't work as well. Because what isn't it usually like Extreme Rules is the first one after Mania?
No, it's Money in the Bank this year. They changed it. Money in the Bank directly follows Mania.
Yeah, it's May.
Yeah. I just think the Money in the Bank briefcase is the key to how to make everything work coming up, to keep everyone looking strong, to not bury anybody.
At least since it's right after Mania too, which kind of helps out. You don't have to wait a couple months for it to come up and fill content basically.
There's an outside chance Roman Reigns wins that Money in the Bank contract when Edge beats him.
Because then you get Money in the Bank, Backlash, Extreme Rules, then SummerSlam. So there's still so many pay-per-views in between for you to still work that to a SummerSlam main event.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost too much. That's why I kind of like the idea of Edge beats Roman one-on-one. Maybe, maybe it's Jimmy Uso comes back and was trying to help Roman, and he actually costs Roman a little bit.
That works too. I like that.
And then then it turns Roman's focus onto Jimmy Uso rather than Edge.
At SummerSlam.
Yeah, but it turns Roman's focus onto Jimmy rather than Edge, so it allows Edge to branch off and go do something else, and Roman goes, "I'll be back for you later," like that type of thing. So that it's a way to make it so Roman doesn't just get a rematch immediately after.
I hope Bruce Pritchard's listening, because we just gave him like 8 months of TV.
Seriously. At least main events, anyways, with a little bit of mid card too, because you just said Jimmy versus Jay,
right?
And I already have Bryan versus Jay at the at Mania, so pencil that.